Welcome to Through the Shuffle, a crew of Magic players who've been in the game from day 1 to day 101. We came from the grind deck building on a budget, trading with heart, and still bringing heat to the table. We're here to reshape Magic, not for the whole world, but for our world, our people, our community, because we've been there, and now we're shuffling through decks, lives, and new POVs. This is Through the Shuffle. Real Magic, real players, real impact. And now your host, Akuma!
Hey yo, welcome to Through the Shuffle. I'm your host Akuma, and this is where we break down Magic the Gathering from the perspective of real folks who've been through it. You know what I mean? People who struggled, who built decks from the binder, from the trade box, from the grind, not the bank account. So yeah, let me tell y'all how I got started. I've been playing Magic for about 5-6 years now, and my very first real deck was a Sultai Brew around Yarok the Decrepit. Man, I remember opening that card and being like, yo, this is that shit. That flicker synergy, the EBT triggers, and just the way you control the pace of the game, that's what really got me hooked. But let me ask y'all a real quick question. What was the first card that really made y'all feel like, yo, this is the game that I want to play? But anyway, Yarok was my gateway into Mill, and my man, Mill is my thing to this day. Like, there's something about just making your opponents lose their key pieces before they can even touch the battlefield. You're not just playing cards, bro. You're playing head games, man. And that's why I love Mill. That's why I love the mirror. I got it tatted on my neck. You're controlling the entire narrative with Mill, man. That's what drew me in. I like forcing players to rethink every draw, every tutor, every graveyard play. I make them rethink their entire game. And then boom, in the middle of that, I found Ashiok. And Ashiok really, when I tell you Ashiok changed the way I looked at Mill and the things that I could do, oh man, that was the very first Planeswalker that I pulled, bro. And I fell in love with Ashiok. Oh man, and because Ashiok really led me into like, oh bro, the whole disruption, the passive alone, creating these, I forgot what they were, bro, but you created these creatures and then you could swing with them and they made your opponents exile the top card of their library or whatever. So man, that really was just like, and then when I did that, bro, that led me to finding Umbrous Fair Manifest, and that was all about Mill Exile. Woohoo! Don't get me even started, bro. That Demir synergy had me cooking, man. And then I went to my local LGS when I lived out in Lancaster County, and I saw Toxrill. Oh my god, bro. I was like slug mania with Toxrill, bro. Just making sure that your opponents did -1 counters, making sure that their creatures were getting destroyed, bro. And then I found Wither, and I put Wither with Toxrill. Oh, bro, I was like the baddest man at the table my first like year and a half playing Magic the Gathering. And it was so fun because while I felt like I was just this big bad guy, bro, there were people out there that I would play that would put me in my place. I remember playing against this Karametra life gain deck, and it really just, it annoyed the crap out of me, bro. Just sitting there having your opponent literally gain all of this life and then you can't do anything. Or it was the other deck that I used to play against that I hated. It was this Rock Cleaver deck for zombies. Oh, man. Instant combo was Rooftop Storm, Annihilation, plus the Serac. Bro, you know how many times I lost to that? Man, I was so frustrated. And because of that frustration, I was like, I need to find a way to burn, to make these people burn. And that's when I found Rakdos. And oh my god, do I love Rakdos. Man, I love Raphael, the Fiendish Saver. Don't get me wrong, Rakdos is a pretty cool commander, but I think Raphael takes the cake. I think he's the better one, okay? You know, that Devil Demon Aristocrat Tribal? I love that, man. I got 666 tatted on me. I just love it. I love the Aristocrats. I love the recursion from it. I love the Devil's Death Trigger. Oh, deal 1 damage, and then you play Impact Tremors, and now you're just making all of these Devil tokens that deal 1 damage, and then, it was just so much fun. But fun enough, that kind of all led me down the path of Wooburg, because I was just like, okay, I tried Rakdos, I tried Demir, I tried Sultai, let me try something out of my comfort zone. And I did that by picking up Progenitus. Yes, protection from everything, that Progenitus. And I really was like, oh man, how am I going to build him? And at first I was like, oh, let me just build him as a dragons deck, you know? I'll make a dragons deck, he'll be the commander, yada yada yada. But while building him, I discovered something that even the players that I played with didn't know about. Progenitus could be affected by world enchantments. And so while making him, I stumbled upon Chandra, Garruk, and all of these other planeswalkers that could, you know, do world effects. Like, they could give you an emblem that creatures you control get a +1/+1, or you could play an enchantment that all creatures you control have menace and haste. And so that's what I did with Progenitus. I turned it into a world enchantment deck, and I'm so sad that I sold that deck. I really want to rebuild him. So, like, I have a question for you guys. Have y'all ever built a deck and felt like it represented you as a person? It was like, it's not like your favorite colors, but it was your story. Because that's how Progenitus was for me. Progenitus was an accumulation of all the things that I picked up in like my first 2 to 3 years of Magic and dumped it into this one deck. And it was my favorite deck. So for me, I'm curious about what decks you guys built that, you know, you have maybe is your day one deck, or you guys built and this deck represents you, whether you have it or not. Let me know in the comments below. And that's what this show is about, guys. Through the Shuffle is about our story. It's about the evolution of decks, ideas, strategies. It's about the people who play it, why they play it, and how we all shuffle through Magic and life in our own way. And one of the things I'll be diving into soon is the Planeshift set. I didn't even know that this was a real Magic the Gathering expansion. I thought I was being clever with the name of the league and the show. Turns out Planeshift was part of the Invasion block, and it had cards like Diabolic Intent, one of my all-time favorite black sorcery cards. So here's another question for you guys. How deep is your knowledge of the older sets? Did you ever draft Plane set? What was your favorite card from that set? Or which one of your favorite cards from your favorite set? I'm curious to know. That's the type of things that I want to explore with this podcast. I want to explore your thoughts, the players' thoughts. I want to explore the history, the strategy, the lore, the deck building, players' identities. So whether you've been playing for 25 years, 5 weeks, 2 years, a month, Through the Shuffle is a place for you. And it's a place for everyone. So know that you're welcome. Know that we will welcome you, because that's what Through the Shuffle is. We're an all-inclusive thing. So anyway, that's enough about me. Like I said, bro, my favorite Planeswalker is Ashiok with Chandra and Garruk. Those are my top 3. But that's enough about me. This was just a little first intro. Thank you guys for listening, and stay tuned. We're just getting started. Through the Shuffle, through the chaos, through the magic. Enjoy the rest of your day.